Ladies and gentlemen.
Roll the camera. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are featuring an interview with a very peculiar-looking gentleman.
Monster challenges, risks, and opportunities. We have researched into the causes of different people's migrations, and now we are going to talk to some of our on-the-spot reporters who have reported some of the most amazing stories.
Today we have Hingi Jiang and his story of how his dad got to New Zealand. He will talk about his father's journey and his reason to migrating. Reporter Poliata Vivau will be asking some important questions to understand how Hingi feels about his father's migration. Here's our on-the-spot reporter who has more on this. Here's Poliata with Hingi Jiang.
Hello, I'm Poliata Vivau, and here we have Hingi Jiang. Hi Hingi, and thanks for joining us today. Why did your dad migrate, and where did he originally come from?
He came from here, Cambodia originally, but he needed to leave because there was a civil war there. It was very dangerous for him as he was only a little boy. He and his family migrated to Thailand to be safe.
If it was safe in Thailand, why did he come to New Zealand?
Because he and his siblings, his mum and dad, were in a refugee camp. It was not very pleasant. His family got sponsored by the Rauhari Club in Wellington, and then they flew to Auckland. They had to stay in another refugee camp there until they granted recently to stay.
What was it like when your dad was in the refugee camps?
It was okay, but there was not much food or water in the Thailand camp. It was better in Auckland, but still quite miserable not to have their own home. Now Dad is very happy in Wellington. He has a good job, and my ma and Gong Gong now live in Parirua.
Thanks, Hingi, and that's all for me. Now back to you, Ashani, in the studio.
An interesting interview. Thanks, Poliata. And now for something completely different. This is the story of another family. Parichnakant is the son of a family who immigrated into New Zealand from Thailand. There are many challenges that face this family, such as finding the money to migrate. There were great risks, such as moving away from their family, but on the positive side, there were the most amazing opportunities here in New Zealand for them. A better lifestyle, a safer environment, a house and a good job. Now over to reporter Max Tovey.
Thanks, Ashani. I'm Max, and joining me now is Parichnakant. Why did your parents come to New Zealand?
To get new jobs and more money. They also got married here in New Zealand after meeting in Thailand.
What has happened to their family in Thailand since they have migrated here?
My grandpa and my grandma and my auntie all lived in Thailand, but my grandpa got really sick and my mum and dad flew back to Thailand to be with him. Sadly, my grandpa died. A week later, my grandma and my auntie have since migrated to South Korea to take their minds off of what happened and to live a new life.
Were your mum and dad considered refugees when they first came to New Zealand?
No, because they had all of their papers to live in New Zealand.
And we're out of time. Back to you, Valentina.
Thanks, Max. Now for something completely different. This story is about a girl called Helen. Her family lived in Europe. Her descendants now live in New Zealand. This story will be told through her great-granddaughter. This migration story is a happy story, although Helen faced many challenges and risks along the way. This story takes us through many different countries before finally settling into New Zealand. Let's cross to our on-the-spot reporter who has more on this. Over to you, Iris.
Thanks, Valentina. I'm Iris, and joining me now is Taylor. Could you firstly explain the journey that your great-grandmother took?
She was born in Pinsk, Poland. In 1939, Poland was World War II had started, and Poland was invaded. The Russians took her and her family to Siberia. Then they went to Persia, and finally New Zealand. Her husband was born in Czechoslovakia and came to New Zealand through Sydney, Australia. They met in New Zealand, in Wellington, and got married.
How do you think your family felt as they migrated so many times?
They were all very sad to leave their own country, but were very happy to be able to come to New Zealand. Life was very hard for them during the war.
In their new life in New Zealand, what opportunities were there?
They got a good education and were able to get good jobs. They were also able to eat really good food, what they didn't get in Siberia. They found New Zealand a great place to raise their family.
Thanks for your time, Tava. Now over to you, Leval, with the weather updates.
Thank you, Iris. Welcome to the weather. It's been a great day here at Capital E. Firstly, whangarai, your weather will be sunny with some windy patches through the day. Auckland, it will be cloudy for most of the day. Also a chance of rain as the day goes on. In Hamilton will be great as usual. Unlike the other places, Wellington will be windy with horizontal rain when you need to go outside. In South Island, Blenheim will be wet for most of the day and clearing in the evening. Christchurch will be clear and chilly at the start of the day with the breeze increasing as the day goes on. Dunedin will be cold and wet and windy as always. It always is my pick for the place to be tomorrow. Like always will be Hamilton. That's all for me for now. Good night. New Zealand. We'll spot you tomorrow. Back to the news desk with Valentina and Ashani.
Thanks, Lee Val. So we have listened to 3 stories, and we have learnt that migration can be a challenge, but also provides amazing opportunities for those that have made the moves, but also for their future generations.
It has been interesting to hear from real people and to gain a deeper understanding of their exciting adventure to New Zealand. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you again next time.
From the whole team at GMNS, goodbye and ahora.
Ladies and gentlemen. Roll the camera. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are featuring an interview with a very peculiar-looking gentleman.
Scene 1, take 1.